Coming up, Erica no longer a threat to the Bahamas. And the world-class hotel serves as a hurricane shelter for its employees. So don't you move. The Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition, starts now.
Now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This portion of the news brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis. A collective sigh of relief could be heard across the archipelago this after hearing all week the tropical storm Erica was aiming directly for the Bahamas. Yesterday, that all changed when Erica encountered the mountains of Hispaniola, bringing good news for the Bahamas. And today, the National Emergency Management Agency confirmed that Erica for the Bahamas is no longer a threat. Vaughn Albury reports.
What a difference a day makes. Tropical storm Erica was projected to impact the entire Bahamas Saturday and Sunday. However, as fate would have it, on Friday, Erica moved in a more westwardly direction over Hispaniola, pushing the deadly tropical storm further away from the Bahamas. On Saturday, the official all clear for the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands was given by NEMA's director, Captain Stephen Russell.
We are now in contact with all of our family island administrators through our BIS contact, advising all administrators that the all clear has been given for the entire Bahamas at this time. Therefore, they can deactivate their shelter managers and the shelter managers and their shelters as necessary. We advise the operations officer from the Royal Bahamas Defense Force that the craft that are now at sea, they can start making their way back to port, and in due time, the aircraft that are out of town, they can likewise make their return to the Bahamas based on their protocols.
And at 2 p.m., NEMA officially deactivated its command center. However, Director of the Met Office, Trevor Baisden, advised that flooding could still be an issue.
Heavy showers and thunderstorms are still expected and to produce rainfall amounts of up to 1 to 3 inches across the islands, especially in the central and southeast Bahamas through Sunday. These rains could cause moderate to severe flooding throughout these islands, particularly in low-lying areas.
Baisden cautions residents to remain vigilant as we enter the peak of the hurricane season. And just so that you don't let your guard down all the way, the director noted that there is a new tropical wave off in the Atlantic, coming in our general direction. That system has a 70% chance of developing into a hurricane. I am Vaughn Albury, ZNS Network News.
With Tropical Storm Erica dissipating Friday, the national flag carrier Bahamas Air is back on full schedule. Managing Director Henry Woods confirmed to ZNS News that a decision was made earlier to fly its fleet, including 5 50-seat turboprop planes and 3 120-seat Boeing 737 jets, to weather out the storm in Montego Bay, Jamaica. However, because Erica is no longer a threat, that decision was canceled. Woods confirmed that a few flights this morning were canceled, but now Bahamas Air is back to its normal schedule, including flights to the southeastern and central Bahamas. And one of the leading airlines is issuing refunds. Officials at Delta Airlines say even if your flight was not canceled due to Tropical Storm Erica, you may make a one-time change to your ticket without a fee if you are scheduled to travel to, from, or throughout Freeport, Grand Bahama on Delta or any of its affiliates between August 29th and August 30th. Tickets must be reissued on or before September 2nd, and the rebook travel must begin no later than September 2nd. Due to the all-clear signal given by the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, the Ministry of Tourism's Emergency Coordination Committee has deactivated its command center. However, on Friday, they were in a state of readiness had Tropical Storm Erica made landfall on the Bahamas this weekend. Tourism's Director General Joy Jibaloo spoke to ZNS News of the team comprised of various department heads and key stakeholders.
We're looking at the latest models where it seems to have veered west of us, but we still have to be vigilant. We have at the moment in Nassau, Paradise Island alone, approximately 8,000 visitors, or just a little over that, throughout the family islands. Although the southern Bahamas, I'm pleased to say, most of the visitors have left. They've left safely, so that it's not so much of a worry for the southern islands, but the central Bahamas, Grand Bahama, monitoring, so letting people know update status with the airport, opening hours, if closures are expected.
Now, tourism offices throughout the country are equipped with a satellite phone that would allow stakeholders throughout the Bahamas to keep in touch in times of emergencies.
We know communication is critical. And we also know that storms hit, that communication is one of those things that you can lose. At all times, we have to be able to make contact. So all our officers, all the Ministry of Tourism officers throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas are equipped with a satellite phone. And what that means is that they can feed information into us. If they have any challenges, problems, anything that needs to be addressed, they can get that information to us. Critically, at the command center here, where we are really the center of and the receptor of all information.
Now, although Tropical Storm Erica has moved away from the Bahamas, executives of the British Colonial Hilton Hotel say they were prepared to run out the storm. ZNS News caught up with the general manager of the famous hotel, who told us not only about their hurricane contingency plan for guests, but provisions to facilitate employees who live in low-lying areas as well.
We also have business with certain organizations that use us as their home away from home.
General Manager of the Hilton Hotel, Rui Dominguez, says a large stock of hurricane supplies were readily available to accommodate all guests, volunteers, employees, and their families, making the historic hotel their hurricane shelter.
We have some people that come to us on a regular basis that we already know in advance that come a storm. They just tell us how many rooms they need, what they need in internet services, and any other needs such as electronic, or of course the food and beverages and automatics.
Even though the hotel is outfitted to withstand a hurricane, Dominguez told us about some of the preparations that remain to secure the grounds of the multi-million-dollar property.
We make sure we lock everything down. So if we were to look to my left, there's no furniture left around the pool or in the beach area because we don't want something to fly and hit somebody. We make sure that the building as a whole, from the top to the bottom, is anchored properly. We don't have a problem with windows because they're storm resistant, so we don't need to worry about those things. We actually do all of that work prior to the storm arriving. So just basically making sure that all the areas are secure, that there's no passageway that will fall on somebody.
The general manager reflected on some of the minor damages incurred at the hotel by hurricanes in the past.
About 3 years ago, you recall that the logo actually came down. Part of the logo came down on the west side of the building, but we put another one back up. But that's about the extent of the damage. Of course, in the garden, some trees might have either toppled over, or some of the bush was destroyed because sometimes the salt water comes into the gardens. But other than that, again, because of the way the foundation is, no, we have not suffered very much.
And because of the threat of Erica, one Saturday activity for residents in the capital was impacted despite the all-clear signal. Officials from the Clearing Banks Association weren't taking any chances and made a decision early to close most commercial banks. They included Royal Bank of Canada, Scotiabank, Fidelity, and Bank of the Bahamas for its Saturday banking operations. Normal banking hours and operations are expected to resume on Monday, August 31st. And still to come, we have more from San Salvador despite Erica moving away from the easterly islands. That story and more when the Weekend Edition continues.